Hello everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the iPhone 12 and compare it against the iPhone 12 Pro Max and see which particular iPhone is the better one for you. Now, there are lots and lots of things that I love about both these iPhones, and there isn't one that I think is like the best one between both of them. But as always, if you want to pick up some iPhones that I would recommend buying this year, links will be down in the description. You can get them from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of both these particular iPhones, you can see the iPhone 12 Pro Max is a very big iPhone, and it is a much bigger iPhone than the iPhone 12. The iPhone 12 on the front has a 6.1-inch Super Retina Extra OLED display, and it's a very good panel. I thought this panel was very good when it first came out, and it is still a very good looking display. It's a 60 Hz panel. Both these are 60 Hz. You have the notch up top. You have a little bit of bezel around it, nothing crazy, but it is a very good looking phone, and definitely without a doubt, my favorite thing going on for this particular panel is that it looks great. I think still to this day, it's a very good panel. Both these phones are, very good, but this one's just a little bit smaller than the 12 Pro Max, but it feels like a much smaller phone for sure. With the iPhone 12 Pro Max, on the other hand, this is a 6.7-inch Super Retina Extra OLED display. So this is a significantly bigger panel. It's one of those screens that I look at and I'm very, very happy with. It's just a big display. So when you're getting these types of big panels, you're going to be getting, nicer looking displays sometimes, especially between these two. The notch is still there. There's still a little bit of bezel around it. It's nothing super crazy, but I will tell you, like for me, using a phone this big, it's just not that comfortable. When I'm holding a phone like the iPhone 12, this one feels like the way better one almost every single way. The 12 Pro Max still feels good and everything, but the iPhone 12 is probably the one that I look at as probably being the better one, at least more comfortable to hold. But the 12 Pro Max looks and feels a lot better for a lot of people. In terms of the rest of the bodies, you can kind of tell what's going on here. And with the iPhone 12, you're basically getting this, flat side. Both of them are flat sides. But the iPhone 12 has this like standard type of aluminum material. The iPhone 12 Pro Max has this reflective material around it. And I do think that's a very, very nice thing going on for the iPhone 12 Pro Max. The 12 Pro Max feels so much more expensive and it looks so much more expensive than the iPhone 12. So that's kind of one big thing to keep in mind there. On the top, not really that much going on. On the bottom, lightning ports on both, which is very nice to have. I love having lightning, but USB-C is better. On the back side, you're getting these frosted glass backs on the back of both. Well, the 12 Pro Max has a frosted glass back. The iPhone 12 has this standard glass back, which I think looks great, but you can tell my 12 Pro Max is a cracked back, which kind of sucks. But I like both these phones a lot. I don't really think there's one that's terrible or anything, but the 12 Pro Max definitely is the better looking one as far as I can tell, without a doubt. The iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro Max are giving you MagSafe capability, so wireless charging and everything like that, IP certification, a lot of good stuff between both these phones. The camera setup's going to be better on the 12 Pro Max. We'll talk about them later in this video. But I like both these phones. I think they both look very, very nice. And there isn't one that's ugly, but definitely the iPhone 12 Pro Max looks better. But for me personally, when I'm holding one on the hand, the iPhone 12 feels like a more, just an easier phone to hold in the hand than the 12 Pro Max. So from that perspective, that kind of covers it up there. Now, from the software perspective, the iPhone 12 is going to be one of those iPhones and the iPhone 12 Pro Max that are going to be lasting exactly the same amount of time. So there isn't really going to be a point where the iPhone 12 is going to last less time than the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Both these phones are going to be lasting for quite a bit of time. So, they're still going to be getting a couple more years of software updates. There really isn't any big issue going on here. If I have to pick up one, again, I don't really have a problem with either one of these, but the iPhone 12 is still a very, very good looking iPhone, and it's still going to be supported for quite a bit of time, and so is the 12 Pro Max. Same exact software length as far as we can tell from now. Now let's go and do speed comparison. This is another very interesting thing. The iPhone 12 has that Apple A14 Bionic chip inside of it with 4 GB of RAM, but the iPhone 12 Pro Max has that Apple A14 Bionic chip inside of it with 6 GB of RAM. So let's go see which one's the faster iPhone between both. Okay, there we go. All the apps are clear in the background as you can tell. So let's do phone calls, 3, 2, 1. Okay, music, 3, 2, 1. Okay, about the same thing too. App stores, 3, 2, 1. Low battery here, but the 12 Pro Max was faster. Let's go and scroll through. Again, both have 60 Hz panels, so nothing super crazy going on here as far as I can tell. Hopping out of here, let's do mail, 3, 2, 1. Totally messed that one up, so we'll just load them up in the background. Getting out of both of these, I don't know what's going on with both these phones. Clock, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I'm gonna hear photos, 3, 2, 1. Okay, nothing crazy. Camera, 3, 2, 1. Okay, about the same thing too. Hopping out of both of these, let's go and get into settings, 3, 2, 1. I think the 12 Pro Max has kind of significantly been the faster one between both almost every single time. Hopping out of here, let's go and get into some other of these applications. We can try something like Files 321. Okay, let's try iTunes Store 321. Okay, I mean that right there, I mean pretty big differences you could tell. So I'm going to translate 321. Perfect. Let's do Netflix 321. Okay, iPhone 12 Pro Max is the faster one there. iPhone 12 a little bit slower. Thank you 321. I mean, so far we've already kind of been able to see which one is the faster one when it kind of comes down to it. But it's also interesting to kind of test these out over and over again. And the 12 Pro Max again was the faster one. Again, a very nice thing to have a phone that's still very, very fast, like on the iPhone 12 Pro Max. Snake vs. Blocks 321. And with this one, 12 Pro Max again is the faster one. iPhone 12 just a tiny bit slower. Getting into this one, you can kind of tell what's going on between both. Pretty much the same exact thing going on here. So this one's nice. Hopping out of here. Stack 3, 2, 1. And here, okay, we're going to have to hop out of this one. Again, the iPhone 12 Pro Max again is the faster one. I'm going to hop out of both of these right here. You can kind of tell what's going on. Glitches on both. This game is always very interesting because there's always like a random glitches that kind of happen between both. So that right there is kind of something, but they're both kind of looking pretty good when it comes down to it. Hopping out of both of these, let's go and get into Temple Run 2, which I have right here, 3, 2, 1. And we will go ahead and end it off with this one, but what I'll definitely tell you is so far from the games that I tested, the iPhone 12 Pro Max seeming to me kind of looks like the one that's like probably the faster one almost every single time. I think that's something that's very, very nice. I like and appreciate a phone like the iPhone 12. Like this is a very, very good phone. But I do think when it comes down to the 12 Pro Max is probably the faster one almost every single time. And that's exactly what you'd expect. You'd expect the phone with more RAM, that's the more expensive one, to be giving you a better performance. And that is definitely the one that I basically see here, is that this phone is probably the faster one over the iPhone 12 Pro Max. So from that perspective, that kind of covers it up there. Now from the camera side of things, these phones are giving you a little bit of a different type of camera structure as well. So like I mentioned before, you're getting a dual camera setup on the iPhone 12. The iPhone 12 Pro Max, you're getting a triple camera setup, wide ultra-wide telephoto lens on the 12 Pro Max with a LiDAR sensor. iPhone 12, a wide and ultra-wide camera. So both can do 4K at 60 on the front and the back, which is very, very nice to have. With something like the iPhone 12, this is such a solid camera, and I'm a massive fan of the way this particular camera holds up without a doubt. With this camera, getting 0.5x zoom right there, getting 5x zoom right there, which again is very nice. Video mode, slow mode, time lapse, you're getting photo mode, portrait mode, and panorama mode. And this is without a doubt still a very solid camera when it kind of comes down to it. When I look at this particular lens, I think it still looks very, very good. So if I'm looking at a camera for this day and age, this is the camera that I look at that I'm very, very happy with. It's not the best camera in the world, but it's still a very, very nice sensor when it comes down to it. With the iPhone 12 Pro Max, this is a very beautiful lens. This is a very good camera, and it is a better camera than the iPhone 12. With this camera, you're getting like 12x zoom, which is very nice. I love having 12x zoom. You're still getting video mode, slow mode, time lapse, photo mode, portrait mode, and panorama mode. This stuff is very nice to have, and I'm a really big fan of the iPhone 12 Pro Max as well. So, what I can definitely tell you to kind of sum up this whole entire video, I look at both these devices and I'm very, very happy with the way, Apple made these phones. I don't think there's a phone here that's like terrible or ugly or anything like that. Both these phones are very good and I'm a big fan of them. The iPhone 12 Pro Max though, I think it's probably the better one in almost every single angle. This is the phone that I'd look at and I'd be like, okay, this is the phone I'd recommend almost every single person to buy and get. It's a beautiful phone, it's built better cameras, better battery life, better display, better performance. Everything is better on the 12 Pro Max, but it is more expensive. The 12, I think, is going to be easier to buy just because it was available in the brand new market for longer. And this one isn't that, this one is easier to buy and everything like that. So this one might make a little bit more sense for people to buy. But regardless, I would look at both these phones as being very, very good devices. You can't go wrong with either one. But I think the 12 Pro Max is the better one, but it's also bigger. Go for the iPhone 12 Pro. Better yet, go for the 13 series. Those are probably going to be better options for every single person out there. So that kind of covers it up there. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that would mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.